All right, today we're talking about arbitraging. We're talking about what separates arbitraging from other projects out there. I'm going to tell you why I'm not a part of arbitraging. But before we get into that, let me just first tell you a quick update on Cryptotab. The Cryptotab browser is running just fine, by the way. I'm actually at an airport right now, so you're probably going to hear a lot of background noise, and if you do, I apologize about that. I am in Eastern Europe, going to be flying out here soon in a couple of hours, so I decided to go ahead and get a video using the free Wi-Fi, see if I can get this uploaded. But I am using the crypto browser while I'm here, obviously, and I will soon be making a withdrawal almost at 100,000 Satoshi. I'll probably be able to do a withdrawal a little bit later tonight. This is 7 a.m. Eastern time on the East Coast. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. First of all, a quick shout out to one of my favorite YouTubers, Crypto Yardy. Yardy, I saw this video on his channel just a little while ago, and I was watching it. Crypto Yardy's a great YouTuber. Come check him out. By the way, quickly listen to, I'm going to play his video so you can just hear his voice, because he has one of the most unique voices of all YouTubers. So here we go.
Hey, welcome people, Crypto Yardy representing, we in the house, so let's jump into this one. And before I start...
Okay, so go check out Crypto Yardy's channel. I'm subscribed. He has a great channel in the smart contract space. He's definitely a good person to follow, and I'll tell you why. The main reason, he and I disagree on projects for lots of reasons. Arbitrage happens to be one of the ones that we disagree with, and I'll talk to you about that in a moment. But the thing about Crypto Yardy is he tends to be loyal. This is not the guy that just hops from one project to the next, to the next, to the next. Now, he might be a part of a lot of projects, but he tends to try to stick projects out. He tends to, this isn't the guy that you follow and you find out, you know, this week he's doing something, next week he's doing something totally different. And that's just not who he is. It's not in his makeup, it's not in his character. So he's just a great, entertaining guy to follow if you're interested in this space. With that being said, he's talking about this video here. Now in this video, he's talking about David Peterson, who is the CEO of Arbitrage and the Arbitrage token. And if you don't know what the Arbitrage token is, well, we're going to watch a little bit about David Peterson and see if you get a better idea of what the Arbitrage token is actually all about. All right, so we'll jump right into this.
I will advise the judges to not be influenced by the stat.
Now, with this being said, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Arbitrage actually won this token taken live. I don't know a whole lot about it, exactly what it is. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's some sort of economic symposium or nothing. It's not that sort of a highbrow sort of event. I don't really care one way or another if they won. I don't know what the judging was based off of. What I'm going to talk about today is just based off of my take on what I hear David Peterson saying and what he's doing, and more importantly what he's not doing, and what he's working hard in some cases to avoid saying. That's important.
All right, grab that mic right there, David. Don't drop it. Come on, step up here up front so all people can see you. Don't worry, don't and give us the elevator speech. All right.
Wait, let me start the clock. Let me start the clock here.
Do the countdown so the alarm goes off.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to show some tricks on how to use the phone. Show them how to use the phone.
All right, 7 minutes
and 0.
And 0. Thank you, Mr. Joe. You're so smart.
When this alarm goes off,
go. Yes.
Go.
All right, first off, I just want to let you guys know, we are a tech, but we're not actually a tech.
Hold up to your mic. Hold up to your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are a technology, but we're really not here to be a technology. We're here for people. We're here to plan people and technology. We're bot builders.
So right there already, I mean, this guy is extraordinarily nervous. So it makes you wonder, there's a lot of talk about he's nervous, it's normal to be nervous, and I agree with that. But here's the thing, and even Yardy mentioned this, he's talking about his thing, like this is his business model. I mean, to be sure, he has presented this business model to somebody at some point in the past. Certainly, someone's asked him to explain his business. And you can see him like he's talking and he's kind of leaving out words, but let's see if it gets better, because of course he's probably, we'll just say it's nerves right now. But you got to ask yourself, this overall seems like a friendly crowd at this point, and we're hearing obviously from Crypto Austin Table, but everyone seems to be fair. No one's critical yet. Let's continue watching.
And what we are actually doing is building bots for people to make money in cryptocurrency, and we're actually, you know,
we're building bots for people to make money. He's clearly presenting this as if they are building multiple bots and they're selling bots, as they're a bot selling company. That's clearly how he's sort of presenting himself here.
Working with different companies to bring bots to, you know, crypto in many different ways. And at the end of the day, we're technically a movement. We're
a movement. We're a community. Okay, that, I don't know what Token Tank's all about, but if it's, you would think that they're highlighting their project. There's nothing wrong. Like, that's a really smart thing to say, hey, we're a movement. That's what you do when you're leading teams and you're building teams and you're moving people forward. But we want to hear about what actually are you doing? What are you the CEO of? What are you running from day to day? What are your operations like? What is your purpose? What is your mission statement in this technology? Now, here's the thing. You got to keep in mind, this is a very neutral crowd for him. If he was talking to just arbitrage people at some sort of arbitrage event, you got to ask yourself if he would be, how differently would he be speaking about what they're doing? But let's keep going.
Actually, you know, I'm overwhelmed. Sorry.
We're with you, Dave. They're with you.
Yeah. Has this guy ever spoken before anywhere? Like on any level? I just can't get over how nervous he is. Like, this is, anybody can be nervous. Listen, if you've ever spoken in front of people, you can be nervous. But to get to the CE level of a quote-unquote movement as big as ARB, I mean, has this guy ever, I mean, he's not even under scrutiny right now, and he's just beside himself. But let's keep going.
We can only win!
No time!
I know. Quick, you know. We're arbitraging.
How's it work? Tell us what you're doing. Be more specific.
Gotcha. So we actually launched a platform 6 months ago. We came on the ICO. We built a arbitraging bot as our first, you know, work into the market. We actually have a user-based bot where you guys can use your own exchanges and trade from exchange to exchange to make money arbitraging, you know, tokens and coins. And you use your own platforms, your own APIs, and we're trying to make everybody have. Sorry, my mouth is really dry. Give me the beer.
Yes, do it, do it.
Sorry, we're
Fresh water.
He's still nervous. This is amazing.
Attention, this is the personal call for passengers.
Okay, and then let me just say this before I go any further. I would like to say I'm unbiased, but I'm not unbiased. I mean, I do have, you know, arguably there's tokens that I mean, P3D, HDX, some people want to consider them competitors. I don't think they're competitors, and I can explain why, but we tend to have similar communities. I mean, Crypto Yardy himself has invested in both of these projects, i.e. platforms. And he does have his own questions about ARB. He doesn't talk about ARB a lot. And this, listen, my goal here is not to knock ARB, but I could explain why I'm not a part of it and why I don't promote it, but I've got questions, and you're seeing these questions right here be magnified. They're not getting answered. I mean, look how nervous this guy is. I mean, this is a project that has, I don't know, okay, so I mean, this guy's in charge of a product that has a market capitalization of $40 million. $40 million. You may hear a lot of foot traffic behind me because there's it looks like there's a light coming in. But so keep that in mind. He has a $40 million market capitalization, and just continue to watch how he responds.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm
Drinking a massage. Here we go.
Again, I lied. I did not pause it.
But yeah, so basically we launched I think one of the easiest to use arbitrage bots in the world, and it's currently being used by over 1,000 people. It officially launched 9 days ago, and we did that all within 6 months. And our entire platform is built from scratch. We built our own exchange code in 12 days, actually, and we're currently working on white labeling that with other upcoming projects. And our bots are actually proprietary. We do have patent pending on the algorithms that we use to actually create a baseline to value the spread opportunities. So, but at the end of the day, we're actually here to try to empower people and, you know, bring them confidence and the ability to complete, you know, transactions and arbitrage trades to make money for themselves, because at the end of the day, everybody's here to make money. And we charge a little fee in that process, and we have a token, the ARC coin, or ARC token, and it's actually a gas for the bots. So we wanted to build a utility feature, and that's where...
Hey, kudos for attempting to build a utility feature. At least I'll tell Arbitrage Bot, they've at least had the wherewithal to be able to create, or Arbitrage for at least had the wherewithal to actually add a use case to the token. But let's keep going. You gotta try to be unbiased here, and thankfully they at least have a use case for their token. And the reason I say that, if you're new to cryptocurrencies, out of 2,000 plus cryptocurrencies, there's plenty of them that don't have a use case at all for their token. The token was just a vehicle to raise money.
David, I got a question around these bots. So these arbitraging bots are connected to various different exchanges and finding different opportunities to leverage. Now, what happens is in the stock market, all the exchanges have the exact same price of every single, security. What happens if, we get regulation in crypto and then all the exchanges have to have the same price? Is arbitraging still going to be an effective tool?
Well, technically, that's a very good question. But at the end of the day, since fiat actually backs cryptocurrency, the different fiat values as they trade, like with the forex market, that's always going to create spreads, and you'll be able to actually, trade on those spreads and create liquidity, value from that. But at the end of the day, we're actually trying to build liquidity in the market, and we're here to help exchanges and people. We're trying to bond the two.
So what if like everyone uses arbitraging? Like, is that going to be a problem because everybody's using the same tool?
This is an excellent question. Excellent question. And this is a question actually that most people who are investing in this space never ever think about, particularly for the product that he's not even talking about. But we'll get to that in a moment.
You get mass adoption of this?
No, at the end of the day, what you're actually going to do is create bull shifts on your own. So if you actually, arbitrage really heavily into, like, let's say billions of volume, you're actually going to create your own bull shifts. So
bull shifts?
Yeah. A bull shift is when the money flow goes from one exchange and now you have too much on one, it needs to come back to the other. So more people will actually create more opportunity in our eyes.
You too can have your own pole shift. So what I want to know is the bottom.
Okay, so they're making fun of this guy because that's not even a technical term. I mean, you can talk about liquidity, you can make about volume. He calls it pole shift. No one's ever heard of that.
The success, right? Sign up for the service. Are people making money? What are they?
They are making money.
Here's the massive disconnect. People are making money, but not on what he's talking about right here. He's talking about selling individual bots. Now ask yourself this question, and obviously if you're an arbitrage fanboy, then I get it. And I don't mean it derogative. I mean, you need to be excited about what you're part of, but so you're not going to be biased about this. But think about this. If people are making money, but yet they're setting their own parameters on how the bot works, and the only thing they're doing is selling bots. Clearly that's not what they're doing. Clearly that's not their primary business model. That is not where they make all their money. They did not get to a $40 million market capitalization simply by being a bot seller. That is not even a $40 million business at all. And not to mention, especially at 6 months. I mean, it might be a $40 million business when crypto gets more and more mainstream, but I can imagine anyone making $40 million or selling $40 million worth of a bot. I don't think the market's that big. There's not enough bot users out there, because even if you find someone who's killing it with a bot, that's one person, one user, or one corporation. How much can you charge to sell them? How much can you sell one bot for? I mean, it's just fascinating. I mean, I don't have to say anything. We'll just keep watching.
First 9 days of our bot going live, we have over 1,000 users using it, and they're averaging between 1 and 5% per trade.
They're averaging between 1 and 5% per trade. I think he said trading day. I hope he said trading day. 1 to 5% per trade. That's nobody. These guys aren't stupid. Nobody's actually going to average that consistently for any length of time. Absolutely nobody on planet Earth in the history of mankind. Are you hearing me? In the history of mankind, that has never occurred.
Lord. These people look really happy. They're like, oh, yeah! Picture that guy out there. Good stuff. So tell us more. So how far along is the technology? It seems like it's working. You got some happy people.
The technology it's fully launched. It's at the base model, and we're gonna, over the next couple months, keep building onto that. Right now, we have the ability to arbitrage on centralized exchanges from exchange to exchange. And at the end of the day, we're working in the next 3 months. You're going to start to see internal arbitrage. So you'll be able to use one exchange and actually triangular arbitrage on one exchange, or triangular arbitrage on 3 exchanges. And we're actually working with a partnership to actually bring arbitraging to decentralized exchanges.
So like you're doing arbitraging within different exchanges, there's so many of them, you have to have an account on each individual exchange?
You will, and that actually gives you guys the ability to control your own destiny. So it's all your own exchanges, your own money. You actually get paid out in whatever.
Why would anybody attempt to even use their own money, their own exchanges, or control their own destiny when you can use a central bot to make, 1 to 5% a day?
Because at the end of the day, you're going to end up in either the fiat or the cryptocurrency that you choose.
All right, let's give it up for David Peterson. All right, 5 minutes. Actually, we're good for 5. We're good for 5 minutes. Questions?
So David, what jurisdiction is your entity based out of that you did the ICO?
Right now, we're actually based out of the British Virgin Islands. We were in Singapore. We just moved over to BVI.
Okay. So you're here at Token Tank Live. You said that you did an ICO. Are you doing an additional token sale? What are you?
No, we're not doing additional token sale. We're doing everything we can to actually try to take over the market.
Yes. Investors, or are you seeking community right now?
Community.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, they're both the same. Yeah. Great.
Holy shit.
Are all of the spreads that you're identifying being generated automatically, or are your users able to call arbitrage opportunities to your attention?
They're made automatically. We created our own valuing system, so they actually come from the exchanges and the order books on those exchanges. Our bot will actually read into the order book, so you can actually set a trade value per trade, and it'll actually read into the order book the depth of that trade to let you know exactly what you can do.
I have 2 questions. One is, tell us more about the team and the others. You all have worked a lot of private investors coming into this space. What's so simple about the way you do your arbitraging?
Can you say that again?
You said that you make arbitraging simple. What process makes it easier?
About the team first. We have 10 full-time developers, and we have 10 actual, people that help with support, and we have a great community team.
Yes, we do.
Admins that actually help people So overall, we actually have 27 on our team. But what we actually do...
And they're all sitting right here?
Yeah!
What we're actually trying to do with our bots is make it easy to use by being able to actually see every opportunity in front of you. And you can actually just double click after you have the bot set up. Double click to actually take that opportunity.
Yeah. Good get to it.
Questions. So let me understand this. I get your bot. I have an account with maybe 2 exchanges, and the bot will recognize the APIs from those 2 exchanges. How do you deal with, not every exchange has a really solid API, so when I'm trying to arb between the 2, maybe I'm going to execute it on one side, but there's a good chance I might not get executed on the other side, therefore I'm not allowing. How do you deal with those?
That's a great question.
Kind of latency problems and issues?
That is a great question.
So we actually have our own system that reads all the APIs that users generate to make sure that they meet our standards. And we've actually been contacted by 6 of the top 50 exchanges to get put on our bot. And we actually turned all them down because their APIs were not up to our standards. So
how do you,
6 of the top 50 exchanges, and they weren't up to their standards. Okay. I mean, he's given a good answer so far. Let's give him that.
How many exchanges are you connected to then?
Right now we're connected to 10.
10. So I choose from those 10.
Right now, yeah. But we're looking to add to that more and more. And the exchanges that weren't up to our standard, we're actually working with them to build their APIs to where they're going to be safe for people. Because at the end of the day, we have to bring safety.
I agree, Tim.
You're building the exchanges API?
We're helping them.
Wow, okay.
You're so snobby, David.
We're here to help. You know,
So that's how you make money.
Just looking for the securities. Okay. Interesting. I forgot my next question.
Love the fact that you have built what is the most important thing, I think, for any project in this space. It's about community.
Yeah!
Because
I agree with that. It absolutely. I mean, I've said that on another video. Every project needs community, and every project needs marketing, without question. And you can't say nothing about ARB for not having a passionate community.
isn't that important. Most of the time it's an open source. What differentiates winners from losers are the quality, the capability of building communities, sustaining that community, nurturing that community, most importantly, serving that community. So I have a question about tokenomics. You have, your token is already live. How is that going to appreciate? I understand gas fees, it's going to over time less and less. Do you have reserves of those tokens? Can you continue to reward the community? Are all the tokens issued? Are you holding them? How are you continuing to incent growth and build a thriving community?
Basically, after that ICO, the team actually kept 350,000 tokens for ourselves. The rest were distributed. And we...
Now listen, he's saying, how are you creating value for the community? How are you getting people to... Alright, sorry about that. So he's talking about how you continue to bring value to the community. How are you getting people in the community? And this is his answer. You're going to start hearing, I think it's Crypto Austin and these guys talk about ABOT. The community is built on their ABOT. The entire 40 million, for the most part, is built on their ABOT. Yet he's yet to mention the ABOT. Why not? Let's keep going.
Charge gas, and that's what's going back in. They are in our control. We're gonna, do like airdrops, and we also like to, do charity. So to help, bring in new people or people that are having.
This is clearly, it sounds like. I mean, he said we're gonna do airdrops and we like to do charity. I mean, I've looked at the website. I haven't seen anything mentioned about charity. I could be wrong on this. They're located in the Virgin Islands. They're not in the U.S. This guy definitely sounds American. Let's keep taking a look. Oh, there's no FAQs even? I didn't even realize that. There's no FAQs, but yet he's talking about charity. I'm not saying he's not doing charity. I'm saying if that's such a big, important point of your 350,000 tokens. How come, you know, this isn't obvious on your website somewhere or something? Maybe it gets talked about all the time in the community. I mean, maybe it's an extremely charitable community. I'm not sure. But he's clearly trying. I mean, part of this interview feels like he's definitely surfing or fishing for giving the right answer, if you will. And that's what bothers me. It's like he's avoiding, you can clearly tell that he's avoiding talking about certain subjects while trying to highlight or give the right politically correct answer. And that's what bugs me about this whole thing. And he's not confident about his own business model. He doesn't sound confident about his own business model at all. All right, so let's get back to this.
Problems. We actually have, you know, live voting and stuff where we actually bring, you know, different people that need help, and we try to, you know, be a community. But in order to, you know, create value, we basically have to, you know, keep monetizing and just create
I apologize for the announcements overhead, and I keep stopping the video because of them. I don't know how disruptive they are, but if you're in the arbitrage community, this is fascinating what he's talking about, and this is interesting. Please let me know if you're aware of this kind of activity. Have they been finding people in the community that needed help, and have they been giving or donating tokens in some way around them? Is that what they're doing? Are you seeing that in the community? I don't know. Hopefully they are. I mean, that's a pretty interesting thing. Let me know if they're doing that.
If we might get applause for David Peterson.
Yeah!
Here you go, David. Well done, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure I just heard Adam Hole in the audience or another YouTuber. So here's my thing. Let's go look at arbitraging. So when you come to the website, the very first thing that you see is they talk about opportunity, the problem, solution. It's pretty straightforward. If you scroll down a little bit, you see the A-bot. This is the first thing they talk about. It's the first product that is mentioned on their website. Yes, yet he never talked about the A-bot. So the question is, why did he talk about the A-bot? So what is the A-bot? Well, first of all, it's very different from what he presented. What he presented there was the M-bot. The M-bot is an individual algorithm trading bot that you can use to be able to find arbitraging opportunities between various exchanges. Arbitraging isn't the first person to ever sell a bot or an exchange bot. They're not the first person to be able to create algorithms like this. I mean, this has been occurring forever, not only in the cryptocurrency space, but in the Forex space and the NASDAQ space. I mean, every other major exchange on the planet has had algorithms, and people sell algorithms, i.e. bots, like this. This isn't revolutionary at all, other than the fact of he's trying to say the only thing that he said in there, what their unique selling proposition the entire time was ease of use. He mentioned it was being ease of use, which is awesome. By the way, not that this can't be a reliable business model, but is it going to be responsible for a $40 million market capitalization? I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you made a bot, but here's a problem with arbitraging. We're using any bot. Once it gets to mass scale, the opportunities, if everybody is arbitraging the same opportunity, at some point you arbitrage yourself. I mean, you because of liquidity and volume, you work against yourself, so that the arbitraging opportunities don't continue to exist. So if you've ever seen or you've heard of slippage in the Forex market, if you try to place a large order, what ends up happening is you actually move the market a few percentage points. The bigger the community is, the more money's behind one purchase, one buy, one sell, the more the market's going to move. And when the market moves like that, you lose opportunities. This was the issue with things like BitConnect back in the day. Even if BitConnect was correct in what they were doing and they were using algorithm trading and they weren't a Ponzi scheme, even if that was the case, at some point it got to a $2 billion market capitalization. You can't, I mean, what in the cryptocurrency market's not big enough to do that kind of arbitraging for any length of time. But yet the A-bot that's what they're claiming to do. But yet there's no explanation on how they're doing it, what they're doing. This was the first product that got launched. This is their major product right here. They keep talking about the M-bot, but they grew on the A-bot. Listen, if I'm wrong about this, I mean, you're talking about a 1% of 5% daily profit consistently. That cannot exist. And if you have that arbitraging opportunity or that sort of algorithm that you have figured out how to make that exist, that should only occur in a short-term time period, and it should never be able to occur with a $40 million market cap. Now that's assuming that's the price of the token. So let's be fair. That's the price of the token. So I'm making a lot of assumptions. I don't know how many people are actually investing. So that, arguably you can say I'm comparing apples to oranges, and you'll be right. I am. But here's my red flag. And let's just say that I'm wrong. Let's say that I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to algorithm trading. Let's just say that I'm totally off base here, and I can be, and that's totally fine. Those of you that are a part of arbitraging, do me a favor, leave a comment below. Why is this David guy not talking about the A-bot at all? There's absolutely nothing wrong if he has a bot that can work like this. Why would he not talk about it? Why would he not promote it? Why would he not tell people about it? Why would he be talking about the secondary product that is barely launched, and my understanding according to other YouTubers is oftentimes very glitchy, and that's the M-bot. Why is he not talking about the A-bot? What's going on here? It just feels uncomfortable. And again, I hope I'm wrong about all this. This is just my gut feeling. I would love to hear your comments below. Thank you so much. And let me just say this. I do think the fact that people are earning money for now on this does create a bit of a biasness in the marketplace and a bias in the community. And I get it, and you want to believe it. You want to believe that it makes sense, and I fully understand that. Just a word of caution, just be careful. At the end of the day, I hope that this is an incredible product and you all become extremely wealthy long-term investing in this product. But I just see a bunch of red flags, and I invite you just to let me know where I'm wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.